Hey guys, in today's lesson we're going to be looking at compound shapes, which is basically one of these, or these, and these, and even something that looks like this. And we're going to be looking at perimeter and area. Perimeter is going to be a length of all the sides, and we can measure the length of something around the side, which we can do by adding up all the sides of the shape. Area is about how much space there is. And in both of these questions, step one is always going to be to find the missing lengths. With perimeter, we can add up each of these individual measurements and we can find out the length that it would take if we want to get a string nice and close to this compound shape. So we add up all the parts of the side and that will give us the perimeter. And for most of the shapes, the ones like this, in fact, I have a nice little trick that I'll show you. For area, I'd pretty much take a shape like this one and split it in two. These look like two squares, but we're going to think about them like they're two different rectangles. If you didn't like this, the way of splitting it like this, we could try and put it back together and split it this way instead. So now you can see they look a lot more like rectangles. And all we can do is find the area of this one and find the area of this one and put them back together. Same with these, we'd find the area of this and the area of this, stick them back together and find our total area. So let's start off by looking at this shape here. It's very similar to the one we just looked at. We have some measurements of length. So we have 7 here, 6 here, 11 and 8. Obviously they're not to scale, but you see what's going on. What we don't have is we don't have the measurement for this length or this length, okay? We don't have these, and as we're going to be working out, we're going to work out our perimeter first, we're going to need to find these missing lengths. So how can we do that? Well, this length and this length is the same as this length. So if we take this length and subtract this length, we can find out this length is equal to 2. Happy days. Now we're not working in units here. I don't want to push you guys to work in units, centimeters, meters, millimeters, whatever it is. You will need to include your units if you are working with units. This is just numbers so we understand the concept. Here, this is 11 in total, and if we think about it as steps, 7 of these 11 steps are taken over here. So how many steps are taken here? So it's going to be 4. Now most students will say, right, find the perimeter, let's add everything up. 8 plus 7 plus 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 11. So if we do this, we have 8 plus 7 is 15, plus 2, 17, plus 4, 21, plus 6, 27, plus 11 is going to be 38. Okay, not a problem. But is there a quick way of doing it? There actually is. We can look at these two numbers here, which are the whole lengths, and we can just do 8 plus 11 times it by 2. That's 19 times 2, which is 38. So you are going to use whichever method you are comfortable with, but for this one, you can double this and add them together, or what I've shown you here is add them together and then double them. It comes out to be the same thing. Now let's talk area. You can do this any way. We can split this way or this way. It's up to you. You got to make a choice. I wouldn't split in both directions because that means then you've got 3 rectangles to work out. Pick one or the other. To work out the area of this, I do 8 times 7. To work out the area of this, I do 4 times 6. Okay, so here I've got 24. Here I've got 56. Now I just need to add them together. So here we have 6 and 4. Take us to the next one. Carry that over, and then we have 8 here, 80. So if this was all in centimeters, your answer would be centimeters squared. because that's how the units work. If it's meters, it'd be meters squared. Okay, but for the numbers would be 80. Now, just to show you, if I split it the other way, I have 7 times 2 is 14. If 6 times 11, which is 66. Adding them together, 6 and 4, carry 1 again. This becomes 2 and 6. Again, we're back to 80. So it doesn't matter which way you split it up, as long as you're doing calculations you're comfortable with, and you check your calculations and you do them correct. Okay, we're on to the next one. So it doesn't matter what we're doing, finding the area or the perimeter. The first thing we want to do is find the missing lengths. Okay, we want to find out what the missing lengths are. And here in this question, the missing lengths, we've got 1 here. Okay, we need to work out what that is. And also we've got a big one over here. So I'm going to give you a second, pause the video, work that out. We're back in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so here we have a big length of 6 and smaller length of 4. This length of this length equals 6. So we subtract 6 and 4 and it gives us 2. Happy days. Over here we've got something different. We have 2 small lengths, and these 2 small lengths are the same as this one. So we total them and that gives us 5. This length here is 5. Okay. Now you need to work out the perimeter. You can use the trick for this one, or you can add up each side individually. Please go ahead. We'll be back in 3, 2, 1. So it doesn't matter if you do 4, add 5, add 6, add 2, add 2, add 3. Or if you do 5, add 6, which is 11, and double it, you will get a perimeter of 22. Okay, time to the split again for area. And it's your choice. Would you like to split this way, vertically, or this way, horizontally? Make a decision, go ahead and do a split. I'll go through both the answers. We'll be back in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so first, let's have a look at the V split, the vertical split, okay? 2 and 2 gives us 4. Oh, made a mistake. So I leave bits like that in there just so you know that we are all human. But this here is 4 times 5, 20. And this gives us 20 and 4. Our area will be 24. Let's go ahead and do the horizontal split and see if it's the same. So now with the horizontal split, we've got 2 by 6, which is 12, 3 by 4, which is also 12. 12 and 12, guys, gives us 24. Same answer. Happy days. Now we're on to the next shape. So this one looks a bit more like an L shaped. Well, if we spin it around like that, it looks more like an L shaped. First, we want to find the missing lengths. Okay, it's always really, really important. Find the missing lengths first. So I'm going to pause it and you guys can go ahead and work that out. Back in 3, 2, 1. So here we find the missing lengths. 9 minus 3 gives us 6. 9 minus 2 gives us 7. Okay, so we found the missing lengths. That's awesome. Let's go ahead and find the perimeter. So here we could do this little trick again where we do 9 and 9 gives us 18. And we times that by 2. So this is a nice big square here, 9 by 9 by 9 by 9. And it is just that this part of the square has been pushed up to here, and this part of the square has been pushed over to here. So even if you added them all individually, you still should have got your answer of 36. So to find the area, I want you to choose a V split or a horizontal split. And I want you to go ahead and work it out. We'll be back in 3, 2, 1. So I have gone ahead and gone with the H split. And what we can see here is that 2 and 9 is 18. 7 and 3 is 21. Add them together. We're going to get 39. Our answer is 39. So let's have a look at the V split here. That gives us a split here. 2 and 6, and over here 3 and 9, so we've got 12 and 27. Yeah, add these together, lo and behold, what do we get? 39 again. Fantastic. And remember guys, if this was meters, our answer would be meters squared because it's area. If it was centimeters, it would be centimeters squared because we're looking at area. So now on to the interesting shapes. I don't know the formal name for it, but I'll go ahead and call it the Tetris shape. Makes sense to me. It reminds me of the game. Okay, so here I want you to find the missing lengths, and I'm just going to give you a tip, piece of information. These two are equal, okay? These two here are equal, and that will help you find the answer. Okay, go ahead, missing length, back in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so here, 6 and 6, these were equal. 7 and 7, they were equal. What you want to do is 15, the total, take away this part. And then I said these were equal, so we can split them equally, divide by 2, and that gives us 5 and 5. And not that anybody really asked or was interested, but here, this length in total is 13. I just like to know all the information that I can pull out, extract from the question. It just makes me feel a little bit more comfortable when I go ahead and answer these questions. So let's have a look at the perimeter. So here, strangely enough, we can still use this technique, okay? We can still use this technique with this kind of shape because this would be there, this would be there, this would be there, this would be there, and we'd have a nice, lovely rectangle. If you weren't sure, here you can think about it as you do 15, okay? And you do 5, 5 and 5, that's also 15. Here you do 6 and 7, that's 13. And on this side, you do 6 and 7, which is also 13. Okay, so in essence, what we can do is double them. So we get 30 add 26, or we could have just done 15 add 13 and then doubled them, which is 28 times 2, 56. And 56. Okay, so there's two ways to find the perimeter, but the best way is if you can make it into a rectangle or a square, use that method. Okay, so here guys, we want to go ahead and find the area. You still have the choice of the vertical split or the horizontal split. Now the horizontal split is what I recommend in this situation, because you work out two different areas, this area and this area, add them together. If you do the vertical, you'd have to work out 3 different types of areas, but we'll be back in 3, 2, 1. And this horizontal split gave us 5 and 7, 35. It also gave us 6 and 15, which I then used my double and half technique, which gave us 90. Add it all together, our area is 125. Okay, now I know some of you are curious. Let's do the vertical split. So here's the vertical split, and we've got these two rectangles which have the same dimensions, 5 and 6. So we've got 30 here and 30 here. So this is 5 times 13. This whole length. This is kind of why I worked this one out. And that gives us 65. So if we add them together, 30, 30 and 65, gives us an answer of 125. It's the same. It's maths magic. Fantastic. One more left to go. Right, so we've got a weird U-shaped shape here. And this one is going to be a little bit trickier, but don't worry, we'll get through it. You've got the skills, I know that. So, first thing first, let's find the missing lengths. We're looking for this length, and well, we're given this length, but I'd like you to note it down. Off you go, back in 3, 2, 1. So, these are both 8, these are both 5. This here, we've got 12 along the bottom. We want a minus 5 and minus 4, so that's 12 minus 9, which leaves us with 3. This missing length here is 3. Now here, my previous technique doesn't work, because if we were to do a full rectangle, this line here would be counted, but these two wouldn't. So if you wanted to, you could do that technique and then add 10, 5 and 5, or you could count them up around the edges, which is probably going to cause less confusion. So let's go ahead and do that. 5, 5 and 5 is 15. 3 and 12 is also 15. 8 and 8 is 16. 4, could have made that 20. If we add them together, that's really 30 and 20. Our perimeter is 50. Fantastic. So now working out the area, regardless of if you want to do the vertical split or the horizontal split, you're going to need to work out 3 rectangles. So if I split this like this is the vertical split. I'll work it out this way first and then the horizontal one. But before I do anything, you choose a method and meet me back here in 3, 2, 1. But wait, there's one more missing length. What's this length here? Because that's what you're going to need to work out if we want to work out this rectangle. So, quickly pause it, work out this missing length, and then when you come back, we're going to be showing the area of the whole thing, okay? Don't forget to work out this missing length here. Back in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so here we have it. This is 4 times 8, 32. 5 times 8. This is 40. Here, this here is 8 minus 5. That means this length here is 3. So we do 3 times 3, 9. Add them all together. 40 at 32 add 9. It's 40 at 41. 81. Okay, happy days. Do we get the same with the horizontal split? Let's find out. I'll meet you back here in 3, 2, 1. Okay, this horizontal split gives us 4 times 5, which is 20. 5 times 8, which is 25. So together that's like 45. And then 12 times 3, this is 36. This is the horizontal split. So 45, 36 gives us our same answer, 81. Fantastic. Excellent. Really happy with that, guys. You have worked through several different compound shapes and you should have a comprehensive idea of how to do these compound shapes. Side note, I'm really disappointed with how long it took me to do this and how not good it turned out. But well done. Fantastic. You did a great job. Keep watching out for the next video. Like, subscribe, comment. Let us know if you have any different methods or things you want us to explore. But yeah, keep learning.